Hello everybody, welcome back to my GSoC diary, and this video is the last video of this GSoC video series, and this is the last evaluation of my GSoC period, and I'm recording this video to show you how I implemented my project, and what are the obstacles that I faced, and what are my future work in this project, maybe with this project. So without taking much of time, let's get back to work. I started the local server, my local backend and local frontend, and to give in some context about my project is basically giving the two-factor authentication support to the OpenMRS system, because we are dealing with the patient records, patient details, patient data, so we have to improve the security level of our platform. That's why this project came up actually, and right now every system using two-factor authentication, and I'm pretty sure that you know about what is two-factor authentication is. Let's take GitHub also having the two-factor authentication support, which has many methods like authenticate app method, email method, SMS method, likewise. So in my project, my first phase is like to giving the two-factor authentication support with the authenticator app, and the other methods are as the future work. So let's see how I implemented the project. So if I click the My Account panel, the two-factor authentication button should be in here, and if I click that button, the user should redirect to the two-factor authentication page. So why this two-factor authentication button is not here? There is a reason. OpenMRS is widely using in many countries, and there are many implementers that using this OpenMRS system. So if any implementers would like to have two-factor authentication support in their system, they should be able to configure the two-factor authentication method. So we have to configure the two-factor authentication via the implementer tools that implementers can simply enable the two-factor authentication support. Here, if I go to the implementer tools and the configuration, under the login app, I have a configuration called two-factor auth. Right now it is false, and I have to enable it. If I enable it, here we can see the two-factor authentication button, and if I click that, I was redirected to the two-factor authentication page, which there are two-factor authentication methods appear here. Right now I implemented only the authenticator app method, maybe to use an authentication app to generate one-time codes. And implementers can simply configure the title as well. So if the implementers wants to change it to multi-factor authentication, they can configure it via implementer tools as well. So if I show you, if I click the setup button, the setup authenticator app model comes up, and I'm guiding the user, giving some context and the steps, and I have included a link which apps can I use. If I click that, I'm redirecting the user to the wiki, to a wiki page in OpenMRS wiki, OpenMRS documentation. What are the authenticator apps that users can use to get the TOTP code into their mobile phones, and add a new account and scan the code on the right, enter the code, app shows to finish setting up. So, and here is the QR image. And what about the users doesn't have the camera option, or maybe their camera is not working? Then users can simply add this secret into their authenticator app. So user have the freedom in here. Maybe user can scan the QR code, or users can like add the secret key into the Authenticate app. I'm using the Microsoft Authenticate app, and if I scan this QR code, I should get the TOTP code. Hola, okay, now, and if I click the enable, I'm getting the snack bar called two-factor authentication enabled, and the enabled tag also appears in here, and the setup button fade away and comes showing the remove button. So right now the remove logic is not implemented in the backend and as well as in the front end. I have to implement the remove logic as well as a future work, and my next plan is to build another method, maybe email support, so users get the code into their emails and user can enter the code in here. So that is simply about the two-factor authentication support that I gave to the OpenMRS system. And what now? So theoretically, now user is two-factor authenticated, and if user logouts from the system and tries to log in, user should get a verification page, which users have to enter the TOTP code again to the system to verify that this is the real user. So let's try it out as well. Theoretically, I log out from the system, and on the very first time that I am trying to log into the system again, I should get the verification page here. Here we comes up with the verification page, and this work is quite interesting for me because Carbon Design system doesn't have any pin code support here, I say like that, and I have to because OpenMRS is using Carbon Design system, and I have to build the pin code inputs from scratch as a shareable component, and also I'm giving the back to login support because if users change their mind and maybe users want to tries with another user account, maybe another account, and users like any reason, then users can going back to the login page. And by default the remember this device is enabled, ticked, and if user goes with this empty without clicking the remember this device, user have to enter the TOTP code again, because by default we are saving the key only for 30 days. So remember this device is only valid for 30 days, so after that expired, user have to enter the TOTP code again. In here user have to face this challenge again in here. So let's try to remember this device, and I have to enter the TOTP code again. And if I click verify, I should be in the login location page. Here we are, and here we are in the service queues page in the OpenMRS. And what are the others? So if I log out again, theoretically I should not get the verification page, because now I am already remembered in the system. And let's try it out as well. Here we are not getting into the challenge page, and we are coming up with the location page, and I pick a location. I am in the service queues page. So that is my work so far, and some things I have to say. I'm facing some minor bugs in the backend. Actually I know what's happening in there, so I have to raise the PRs for these two bugs. And this one is a key, because documentation is very important in OpenMRS, because OpenMRS, as I said, OpenMRS is using in many countries, more than 80, I guess, and OpenMRS is used by many implementers. So this should be well documented. So this one is the user guide. I am saying what are the authenticate apps that user can use and how to enroll in two-factor authentication. And this one I love the most because this was in my head. Like app hands you a fresh 6-digit code. Think of it as a tiny high five from your phone, and reminding you that you are doing your part to protect the OpenMRS community and the people who depend on it. I love that because that was in my head when I'm writing this document. And also this one is the implementer documentation. I included the runtime property configurations, and how to enable 2FA via implementer tools likewise, and maybe I have to add some more parts in here and I have to discuss it with my mentors. That is about my work. And if I say about my mentors are Janit and Jay. They are always be there to help me when I'm struggling with the code base, and when I'm struggling with the project, when I'm struggling with the obstacles, and when I'm facing the frustrations. They are always willing to help me, and they do help me a lot. And we had every single meeting in every week. They are always there to help me, and I learned a lot from them, how to think like a great software engineer, and how to think from the people's side, how to think from the user side, and how to write the code without getting any severe bugs, and how to think to like the proper code, and likewise. So I learned a lot from them, and thank you so much for being there for me to help with this project and to build this amazing project to OpenMRS. And some tiny words about the community. OpenMRS is such an amazing community. There are a lot of amazing people. I want to especially thank to Dennis, Ian, Daniel, and Vero, Vikum, Netmi. Thank you so much for helping me throughout this period. And my future work is to like improve this two-factor authentication project, two-factor authentication support, and I'm hoping to be with OpenMRS, and I love in OpenMRS. So let's see. I want to see this implementation using by many users, and I hope to see you in the future with my work with OpenMRS. And yeah, that's all about this project. And thank you so much for this community and everything, and for this opportunity to us. Thank you Google, and thank you Google Summer of Code. Thank you everyone, and hope to see you in the next one. So bye bye.